Hello and welcome back to Sew at Home Party. So if we have had kind of a crazy week, we've had a couple winter storms here where I'm at. As a matter of fact, right now we're going through what they're calling a polar vortex, where we're under a wind chill advisory because our temperatures could be negative, like below zero, and then with the wind chills, they could be as low as negative 40 to negative 50. So I'm going to try to catch up on our blanket that we've been working on. It's called our 2019 temperature blanket. As you can see here, we have the progress so far. Now remember we did 2 rows for the first week, so we have, or 3, this is the first week here. We did 3 rows for the first week to give it to enough to start the week. And then we have 2 rows here, so there's 1 week and 2 weeks. So now we're going to start week 3 and do week 4 because I'm a little behind due to the weather and things going on. So it had just so happens that the color for, and if you remember, here's my little chart. The color for my average temperature for the last 2 weeks. So week 3's average temperature was, for my area, was 30 degrees. And week 4 was 26 degrees. So if you look on the chart, that means we're going to be doing 4 rows of purple, or 2 rows of purple, but 2 rows per row, so it's 4 rows total of purple. So in just a second we will get to that and get going on this blanket. Alright guys, so just real quick, this is kind of something we're looking at right now. Right now we're under that wind chill advisory, but if you look, we have all the snow out here. We got about 7 inches or so the other day. So that is what it looks like now, but I'm going to step inside and get back to this blanket because it's cold, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so now we're back in the warm house. We're going to finish this week's tutorial on the two rows of purple. So my light purple is this color here, and of course you're going to follow along and do whatever color chart you chose and the temperature for the average high that you have in your area. And if you want to follow along and do mine, that is perfectly fine. But otherwise, if you'd like to know how to do that, check out back on the other videos. And you can find them in the playlist under the temperature blanket playlist. So what we're doing here is, this is, in case you're not familiar, this is the C2C, or corner to corner stitch. And so we're going to be adding the rows here. So what we'll need to do, because we have to change colors, so you're going to trim and have a tail, and then I'm going to have to pull out this last little stitch here on that double crochet, because, so let me hold this up here so you can see, because the best way to change colors is to have that last color come in through those last 2 stitches. So let me zoom in and show you how to do that. So find your end here that's coming from the ball of the new color, and leave a good sized tail, and pull that through the last part of that last stitch. So this formed the last stitch there to make that square. And then we're going to turn the work and start the new row. So now we're going to start the new row. So just like all the other rows, we're going to chain 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we're going to double crochet into the 4th one down from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's kind of exciting this week because we get to add a new color. It's not just green. And again, don't forget, you can post your progress on the Sew What Ravelry group or on our Facebook group, because I would love to see your progress and how your color charts are coming along. Alright, so now and of course I also want to see what kind of stitches you picked, because you don't have to do C2C. You could do any stitch, knitting or crochet. So let's go ahead and connect this square here that we've just made for week number 3. And you'll have to excuse my cat. She's in heat, so she's kind of freaking out right now. So, oops, let me get this knot out of the yarn here. So, all right, so I got the knot out of there. So now we're going to continue on, and we connected with a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 3, just like in the others. And then you're going to double crochet into that chain space there, or that space it created in the trebles. So we're just going to continue along, and I'll meet you down at the other end. Okay, so this is our first row of the new color. It's the light purple, and this is how it should look against our project. So now we're going to continue along with the next row. So, and for week 3 and 4, you'll have a total of 4 rows of purple if you're following along with mine. And again, you don't have to do this combo. It can be completely up to you. And then, so next week, what we're going to do before we start the new week is we're going to, because we're on week number 5, we're going to add a gray strip in between week number 4 and 5 to indicate the changing of the month. And again, it's talked about in the beginning of, sorry about that, my cat was getting kind of loud. So as I was saying, if you couldn't hear me a minute ago, we're going to put a gray strip in between, and I'm just going to do 1 row of gray in between the months. So starting week 5 next week, when we add the new color, we'll do a row of gray, and then we'll do 2 rows of the new color. And like I said, that will indicate in the blanket the change of the month. I just wanted to have something that would indicate that, so you could know when you're looking at it, oh, this is the new month. So I thought that would be really fun to do that. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and continue and make these rows. I'm going from one corner to the other diagonal. And I want to take a moment right now and thank everyone for subscribing, and welcome to my new subscribers. I've seen a lot of you come through in the past couple weeks, and I want to thank you so much for coming on board. And if you're coming back from a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing the journey. And also don't forget to hit the bell so you can know when new content comes up. And also don't forget to hit that like button so I know that this is stuff that you like to see. And don't forget to, like I said, post your progress on the group pages, either on Ravelry or on our Facebook page. And you can find all the links to all the social media that I am on the About page of this channel. And so, all right, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rows, and we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so now we have finished the rows for weeks 1 through 4, and this is what it should look like. We have the green that went into the light purple, and as you can see, the more we get going toward the nether corner of the blanket, the more it gets wider, and it's going to start filling out. So like I said, next week, for week 5, when we get the temperature readings, we will add a row of gray because this is all of January, and then next week we will start week 5, which will be part of January and part of February, because February kind of starts on Friday, but that's kind of how that runs. So like I said, again, thank you so much for joining and following along on this 2019 Sew What temperature blanket. And again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. And I am like I said, thank you for subscribing, and I will see you next week. And as always, so what is in your craft room today?